Debbie is a creative memories advisor in California, and she has participated in last year's recipe album workshop and then again this year, and has just been a great participant and lots of fun designs and sharing all of her Cricut knowledge. And now she's going to share her knowledge on spine cutting with us.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I wanted to start out by showing everybody what the ones that I've done so far. So if you want, Leanna, do you want to show them the one that's been cut so they can see
Sure.
the difference between the two?
So this is how the spines come when you get them, and they're 12 inches. And so I just took an old one. I tried this myself the first time, and I just cut an inch off each end so it fits in. But you'll see when you look at the top, you've got this white line. And it really shows, like you can see it sitting on your shelf. So I tried this myself, and it was driving me so crazy that I didn't use that spine after I cut it because I was like, ooh, that looks terrible. And I ended up with it on the bottom and the top, and on the inside you can see white in here. So that's why you want to learn Debbie's technique, so you don't have that funny white line either.
All right, so here we go. So I will show you the ones that I have already done. Oh, let's see. Are you going to be able to see that? Okay, there we go. So I've got three books going. This one is Bread and Mains, and you can see here it's red. Can you see it? I mean, and this is a true red. I wasn't able to get the same color, the rose red. So, but you can see that it looks like it was made for it. Gosh, this is
It's like
hard to.
such a huge difference, Debbie. I can't, just that one little detail.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, here we go. All right, there we go. That's better. And then I'll do it upside down. So you can see it's on both sides. And then I did it for, this one is for my dessert recipes. And this one is the same way. And then, it looks like, whoops. Oh my goodness, this is really hard to do. There we go. Okay, and then this one is for my cookie recipes here. Okay, all right, so here we go. So I'm going to start now. There are some tools that you need to use to do this. I use my multi-purpose tool. I always have my micro tip scissors available in case I need to trim off any of the white there. There is a starting point where you need to have something really sharp. This is not a creative memories item. It's like a little razor blade, and all I do is just use it to get it started because it's pretty well stuck on there, and this is a little bit too thick for pulling up that little corner. So that's just something sharp like that. I don't trust myself with my that other blade that I have, so this one works the best. And then you need a ruler, and you will need your regular tape runner for this. Okay. So let's see. So the first thing you're going to do, oh, and then the other thing, what I want to tell you was I always do my design in the center of when I'm doing on the design space, I do it in the center of the spine. That way, when you're taking off the 1 inch on the top, the 1 inch on the bottom, hopefully it's right in the middle because I can't tell you how else to center that. That works the best for me. So the first thing you want to do is take off your spine. This is, okay, here we go. We're pretending that this is a spine that I did through Creative Memories, which I did not. This is just one of my extra spines. This is a 12-inch spine. So pretend this is my custom custom spine. So you're going to take the spine off of your original scrap journal here. And the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to measure on both sides. And I forgot to bring a pencil. There we go. Okay. So this obviously is 10 inches. So we're just going to take an inch off. And what I do is I measure it from side to side. So the side of this spine to the side of that spine. You will find that you see how the actual color of the spine doesn't necessarily match up. So I don't do it this way so that the colors are matching up. Does that make sense? Because you can even see that this isn't even straight on the bottom here. So there is a difference between the way the spines come and the way they reprint them. I have noticed that it's a little bit different. So I just line it up from side to side. And then I use my ruler to make sure I'm at an inch for both sides. Gonna move that up just a little bit. And you know, if it's not exactly an inch, you're okay. Not a big deal. And then I do it on both sides. And then I put a mark right here on the bottom one so that we know we're going to pull that book cloth down below that mark. Okay. So now I am going to go ahead and do it on both sides. Let me do this again. I don't know that you really have to do it on both sides, but in case I'm looking at one side and not the other, I want to make sure. Okay. All right. So now this is when we're going to start. And this is what I was talking about on this little, actually, I'll start on this side. On this little corner right here, I used my razor blade to just get it started. And I actually had already gotten this started before. Just be careful of your fingers, you know, don't flip, but you get it started. And then once you get that started, you just take your multi-purpose tool and you start working your way down this way. What you want to make sure of is that you're kind of lifting up like this way at the same time, because if you dig too far into the white paper, it's not going to be as strong for you. So I'm going to just kind of come along here. And actually, I'm going to start this side too. And some of them, to be honest with you, some of them will stick differently than others do, because I've done several of these. I've done them on 8x8s and I've done them on the scrap journal. And the 8x8s, unfortunately, you have to take 2 inches off. So that's a little bit harder because you have to come all the way down. Now, I have lots of patience for this. I don't have a problem with working these things. If you don't have a lot of patience, it might be a little tougher. Okay, so there, I've got the initial flap off on this side. Now, this is the part that gets a little bit tricky because now what we have to do, I'm going to flip this over. We have to pull this off and come down below this little line here, because this is where we're going to cut it off and we're going to flip the fabric over. Okay. So what you need to do with this one, because you need to work it, I just kind of push on what the paper that's left here on the bottom. And here's a good example. See how this is starting to come off a little bit here? So you have to just try to be very diligent, and you can go back and forth with your different tools. If it looks like I am taking too much of the white paper off, I will take my sharper blade and I will kind of get underneath here so that I can get, this has never happened before, but I will show you this to be careful. When I was using my little blade, it put a little hole in here. However, we're going to be cutting that off. It doesn't matter. We're going to cut this off and it will be on the underside. So,
Yeah, that is the
again,
benefit of the multi-purpose tool is that it won't cut, right? Because it's not sharp.
exactly, which mine just did. So that was a very good example of what not to do.
Debbie, have you tried other things like using a Cricut spatula?
No, I have not. Not the Cricut spatula. I usually don't have any problem with this one. So, of course, this is so typical of everything that I've done many of these. And now I'm having a problem with this one.
It's Murphy's Law, but actually it's
Of
quite
course.
good that you are, right? So that people will know what to do if they are.
Right. So I'm just gonna kind of flip this a little bit. And it could be because I actually did not lift enough of this white paper here.
I wonder if that's an older spine that you're using, I guess if the glued is a little more adhered than just say if it was a more recent spine.
Yeah, because this actually is a spine that I have had for quite some time. I've got a whole bunch of spines, that I keep, but okay, I am getting this. This is working. You just have to use your tool to kind of just get in there. And like I say, you need patience to do this.
And Debbie, how long does it normally take you to do one?
Well,
So
yesterday, the one that I did yesterday, it took me literally 15 minutes to do one side of it. So
yeah.
I figured it would take, maybe half an hour. And I didn't really plan on having these issues with this, but sometimes you just can't plan on things.
Well, and I
Okay,
think it's good for people to see what might happen. So
right,
I think it's
exactly.
always good when you're teaching when things go not exactly as planned because somebody will encounter this, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they will. And I am going to say it is probably because I did not lift it well enough when I was taking this off initially. I didn't lift the book cloth up high enough. But this will not discourage me. I will keep doing this because I think that it's really worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing like what such a small detail, what a difference it makes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so where I cut into the book cloth, that's going to be a problem. So let me see if I can get that off of there.
And it is kind of a good point. So when you order a customized spine, you get a new spine in the mail. So you still have your old spine. And what
Correct.
you might want to do is first draw the lines on the new spine, but then do a practice with the old spine,
Exactly.
just so
Yes,
you get the
exactly.
kind of feel of it.
Exactly. Because honestly, I don't usually have this big a mess. I'm serious. I don't usually have this big a mess in here.
Yeah, I think actually, I think it was Karen who came on before. I think she's on to something that like the older ones, the glue is probably like more cemented.
It could be. It could very well be. So I'm just gonna try.
Could you use heat on it?
I never have before. I'm not gonna try that.
Like just a blow dryer or something?
Yeah, I'm getting it now, so I'm not too worried about it at this point. Because see, all this, how I wrecked this completely, we're gonna take that off, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was actually also wondering if you like ran a little craft iron on the back side of it, on the back edge before you try it. So if people experiment and try different things, you'll have to report back in the feed.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so now you take your 12-inch trimmer, you can get all your white paper out of the way. And then you see that's where the lines are. Then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna push this down a little bit. Ooh, and then I'm gonna take this off. Now, this is still, I think this is a little bit taller, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but I am gonna take a little bit more off. Because I didn't come down to the line as much. Whew. Okay. All right. Then once you get that off, then you're going to turn it over and you're going to get your regular tape runner. You could use the maximum tape runner if you want, but I don't usually. I just use this one. And I can see that I've got way too much thickness right here. So that's what I did. I didn't pull it off enough up, like kind of try to lift it away.
Mhm.
I just kind of went. Okay. So then I'm going to put a good bit on here. And then I'm going to fold it down. And there you go.
Wow,
That's the first, that's the top.
that's amazing.
It's it takes a little bit of work, and then here's where I cut it. Can you see that? There's a little white showing through there. But nobody's ever going to see that.
Nope, because it'll be way down inside.
So do you want me to take the time to do the other side too? I'm fine to do that.
Sure, why don't we just run through it one more time?
Let's do it the right way.
We'll see if it works this time.
And this actually is smaller. It's not, this one was thicker over here. This is only like a half an inch here.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think, what was that? Who'd you say that was, Holly? I think you're right. I think that this could be, it's just been sitting for a long time.
Yeah, I think that was Karen who said that.
Oh, Karen. Okay. And this is the one I was gonna to show you. I did this one yesterday. This is the one I did yesterday, and it worked out. It turned out beautiful. And
Yeah.
I didn't have as much problem getting this off. But this is okay. So this now, you see how I guess you can't really see it on camera, but you can see how it's sliding under. But I'm kind of trying to lift this up so that I'm kind of just moving against the book cloth rather than the white paper that it's stuck to. But I think this is going to do the same thing. I'm feeling like it's doing the same thing.
Well, that does seem like it's going a little faster this time.
A little bit, but I don't know if it's any better. But let's see. Got that done. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to go through here first. we go. There we go. That's better. Whoops. No, Debbie, don't talk so quickly.
That's
I
fine. It's
just
like, I'll show
jinxed
you who's the
myself.
boss. The boss, it wants to show you who's boss.
Yeah,
It's the spine.
it's the spine. Exactly. Okay, there we go. That's better. Thank
And then
goodness for the inside. What's that?
Yeah. Well, one, I'm just going to say on the other side, when you look at it, you can't even tell you had issues pulling it off. So even if people
Oh,
are having
right.
issues, just keep going because it's going to look fine.
Yeah.
And then just so people know, as soon as we're done with this demo, we're going to show you what the different colors of red look like with the Baked with Love album because the rose red is no longer available, the rose red book cloth.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, no, it's looking good this time.
This time I learned my
So
lesson.
Debbie, you're just kind of pressing down on that baseboard and then pulling the book cloth up. Is that right?
Correct, correct. And I want to caution you, I noticed that I was starting to bend this one. I may be breaking this one. So be careful. Make sure you get a good flat push because I'm pushing. I'm pushing down on the white to pull back the book cloth. Just make sure it's flat and you're not, twisting it up or bending it is what I mean to say.
Yeah. I've actually had to replace my multi-purpose tool a couple of times because I use it sometimes to try to unjam things from my like paper and punches and stuff.
Yeah, I've done that too. I have replaced them. In fact, I think I have 3 or 4 still in the closet I haven't opened up, so I've got plenty. All right, here we go. So that was quick. That was better.
Yeah, that was definitely and less messy.
Yes.
Now we can use the little embossing tool on our punches when something gets stuck, that little pointed edge.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a really good tip. Yes. So Shirley is saying they say patience is a virtue.
Yeah, you do have to be patient. You can't, if you just have trouble like that, there's just no way. You just have to go with it. Just go with the flow.
Well, and I guess not try to force it too much so you don't rip it or something.
Right, right. And then I just push it right against the edge. And then this, and then I forgot. Let's see, this is the way it's gonna go like this. Yeah, it goes this way. So my spines, I don't know about you guys, but my spines always are curved at the top, the way they put them in. So then what I do is I just take my scissors and curve it at the top. Like that. And then if you want to take your eraser, I mean your pencil marks off of there, you can just do that. But that's inside the album anyway. You really don't see them. And then you just put it right back in here. And voila.
Perfect. That
You
looks
have,
fantastic.
yeah. So, it takes a little bit of work, but there we go.
There we go. Yeah, that
All
looks good.
Yeah. So 8, you
Yeah.
can do it with 8x8s, and you can do it with the scrap journals. Easy enough.
Perfect. And Debbie, did you want to show them? I
Oh,
don't have the true red.
yes,
So if you
I
want
sure
to show
can.
the rose
Yes.
red album with the true red, and then I'll
Um,
show them the other colors.
I'll try it with the smaller one. Here we go. Um, how does that look? Does
I
that,
think
can you tell the difference between, because right on camera for me, it doesn't look too bad, but in real life, I'm not crazy about it myself.
so. It's just that the true red is much brighter, a
It
much
is.
brighter.
It is. It's a much brighter red. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
So
people will
that's
keep,
the only one I have. That's the true red.
yeah. So people keep that in mind. I'm gonna now spotlight on my desk, and so what I have, and again, these albums are rose red. And so the spine that I put in right now is a ruby red. And to be quite honest, I just feel like it's too purpley. It doesn't look good together and it's quite a bit darker. So this is then, well, this is actually the rose red. I had ordered one, well, they still had it 2 years ago. And then this, what I ordered is the antique red. And it's a little bit more almost like terracotta to it, but I think it's closer match and much more discreet of a difference than with that ruby red right there.
Mhm. Yeah, a
So
little bit lighter.
yeah, so let me like put it in this way so you can still see that there's a difference. I'm going to have a shadow, but I'm going to turn on my overhead light just to give, because that is like a, yeah, so you can just see, like if you're looking very closely in bright light, you're going to see that there's a slight difference, and it's just a little more orange than this red. And then the other thing that you could do, especially if you have a Cooked with Love album, is to do,
Yeah.
this is the chocolate spine, and then you've got this line, which I can't tell if it's black or chocolate, but it would kind of set off with that. So to go with a totally different color, and then this would match the Cooked with Love album, which as you see is brown with a red. So another thing that I'm thinking about doing is putting a brown spine on this one, and then putting that antique red spine on this one. So they would kind of look like a set, but then you wouldn't notice that this red is different than this red. So those are just a couple of options that you can do.
Here,
So
Leanna, I put my cookie recipe one on my other one. If you want to see it, this is what it would look like if it uses the chocolate.
and I know some people do that all the time, and for other people, it's just a no-go. Like they don't like having the different colors. But I think it
Right.
would be kind of cute then if you had a red one on the brown one, like they would look like a pair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And then you
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah, and
notice
yeah,
so
you got
much.
the other color.
Yeah, you wouldn't notice so much that it doesn't match.
You know, that is a good idea. Let me see.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
think that's
gonna have
probably what
that.
I'm going to end up doing.
Okay, so that's what it would look like next to each other if you did it
Oh
that
yeah,
way. I think that's a good
I
idea.
like that.
Yeah, that looks fine. In fact, this matches this red totally
Yeah,
fine. Oh, that's
yeah,
a good idea. Then you wouldn't know the difference.
yeah. So that is
Oh,
definitely what I'm going to do.
good idea. Me too.
Okay, and I'm going to remove the spotlight just to see if anyone has any questions for Debbie. And I do think I might try either a hair dryer or like a light craft iron on the edge before I start separating.
Mhm.
So anybody else does any kind of experiment,
Yes.
let us know how that works out. So
Good idea.
what I want to do though right now is to send Debbie, you're a fantastic teacher,
Oh,
and
thank
I
you.
just would love everybody to give you a round of applause or
Aw.
some pom-pom hands.
Thank you. Thank
This
you
was
very much.
so helpful. And I
Good.
think,
I'm
Debbie,
glad.
are you going to log off and log back on now?
I am. I am.
Oh, wait, but before you go, I'm going to spotlight Susan because we got some real life pom-poms going on over there.
Oh, yay! Thank you. Thank you, Susan.